So hello everyone, this video is for my Aunt Lorraine who helped raise me as a teenager and really made me fall in love with cooking, with the kitchen. I think about my grandparents. My grandfather had the same name as me, Frank. We had 4 Franks in the family. It was like you had Grandpa Frank, Pop Frank, you had Big Frank, my uncle, you had Medium Frank, me, and then you had Little Frank, who wound up being a Division I nose tackle, right? Like 275-pound college football player who's not so little anymore. We're still called Little Frank to this day. But anyway, my Aunt Lorraine, I think about her. We're close to Thanksgiving here. I want to express a lot of gratitude to her. Phenomenal cook. She should have her own TV show or YouTube channel. She's got the voice, she's got the authenticity, she's got the passion for food. And she used to make my Aunt Lorraine back there in Baltimore, Maryland, who I just talked with last week and gave me her outstanding recipe for making the real Italian pasta sauce. A pasta sauce with a lot of pop, a lot of pizzazz, a lot of taste. Hard to get to taste that kind of sauce. Once you taste that kind of Italian sauce, you never want to go back. You can't, it's hard to buy the pasta sauce in the can, right? Or in the glass bottle at the grocery store after you've had Aunt Lorraine's pasta sauce or her pasta sauce on a lasagna or a linguine. She's also got, she used to make the linguine with clam sauce, and pasta with squid and pineapple upside down cakes and these great Italian sausages and lasagnas and ricotta cheeses, and just she had a deep reservoir of Italian dishes. Literally in the 2.5 years that I lived with my Aunt Lorraine and Uncle Frank, who were so good to me, who took me in. I didn't have anywhere to live. Didn't have anywhere to live. They took me in. They were kind enough to take me in and let me live with them. I was a hard-headed, stubborn kid. I was a good kid. I liked to do the right thing. I was a hard-working kid. I was a pretty good athlete. And I wanted to do the right thing, but I was stubborn. I was hard-headed. And they were bold enough and brave enough and loving enough to take me in. And when I was there, that 2.5 years with them, we ate like kings and queens, literally every night, you know, like almost 7 days a week. And these were meals. My Aunt Lorraine would spend, a lot of these meals were, take her 90 minutes, 2 hours, sometimes more than 2 hours to prepare dinner. Her pasta sauce, I always thought, because my grandparents used to make the pasta sauce, the Italian pasta sauce, and I remember it'd be like 6-7 hours in these big pots, simmering and always periodically, occasionally stirring the sauce. My Aunt Lorraine dropped a tip on me the other day when we talked last week, and she shared the recipe. I cannot share her recipe with you at this time. I don't have her permission. It's kind of sacred. It's like a passing down from one family member to the other. Right now it's a little family recipe, family secret. She had to work hard to you know, a lot of tinkering, a lot of experience year by year by year by year to fine tune that. I can't just give it away to you. You probably wouldn't even value it. You wouldn't value it at this time. So I'm going to keep that in-house. If you ever, some of you ever come and you eat with me, and if I prepare an Italian dish, I will give you some of that pasta sauce, give you that experience. It was like eating at Little Italy. You know, Little Italy, there's always a part of a lot of major cities, Chicago, Baltimore, New York, you know, whatever, Los Angeles. There's always a Little Italy, just like there's a Chinatown, there's always a Little Italy, and it's like the best cluster and collection of Italian restaurants. And we had a Little Italy there in Baltimore. And eating with my Aunt Lorraine, literally, living in that house, it was like a Little Italy 5-star restaurant eating every night. I'm not exaggerating. Like you get spoiled. We got spoiled eating like that. We just, like, she raised the bar so high. It's like, I mean, you're just not going to eat. Like, nobody loves cooking like Aunt Lorraine for you to eat like that every night. And so what would happen though, when she would make these robust and rich, delicious Italian dishes, and there would always be a big cleanup. There'd be a lot of pots and pans and plates and bowls and silverware and glasses that had to be washed. I mean, it would take me legit like 45 minutes to clean. That was my job. It's like, Aunt Lorraine's gonna make the food. I'm gonna overeat. I was the biggest eater in the family. We had some big boys. My Uncle Frank's a big goomba, real muscular guy. Like that guy, if Tony Soprano, you know, if they hadn't shot, I forget his name right now, who played Tony Soprano, my uncle could have been the double man. He could have played Tony Soprano. He's literally that guy, or you could have cast him in The Sopranos. He looks the part. He's a big, muscular, you know, football player, wrestler guy, tough guy, ex-Marine, not a guy to mess with, right? Nice guy, but just not a guy to mess with. And he 250 pounds, just a rock, like Hulk Hogan, you know? And even with my Uncle Frank and even with little Frank, who wound up playing Division I college football, none of them could out-eat me, bro. I'm the biggest eater that our family's ever seen. Certified. Like I was Mr. Overeater. And my aunt, like, she let me, you know, there weren't leftovers a lot of times because I was just, boom, I was just down at food, and I was playing football, I was playing lacrosse, I was wrestling, so I was still able to work out a lot. I was jogging a lot. I was jogging 3 miles, 4 miles, you know, 3-4 times a week. I remember I worked at Domino's Pizza. I was working until 1 a.m. at Domino's Pizza in high school, 17 years old, and I was jogging 3 miles back at night at 1 in the morning, or 1:15 in the morning, because you get off and then you gotta check out, clean up. 1:15, 1:30 in the morning, I'm jogging in the suburbs of Baltimore, jogging home. One night I got egged. Some people, some mischievous teenagers egged me, you know, freaked me out. I'm jogging home, you know, 17-year-old Frank. Whoa. But anyway, but so I was the big eater, and they would let me, I had license, you know, eat as much as you want, but the cleanup, these dishes are yours. This is your cleanup, Frank. And I had a lot of chores. My aunt and uncle gave me a lot of chores, from cutting the lawn, taking the trash out, and, you know, doing certain things, helping out around the house, you know, carrying air conditioners up steps, whatever, you know, that chores went with the territory. And that was good for me. I always had a good work ethic. So anyway, I still, most of the time, unless I get really busy, most of the time I will hand wash dishes, just from going back to childhood, where I was immersed in washing those dishes, and I would kind of get zenned out and blissed out sometimes washing dishes, and just my mind would go someplace else, and I'd think about things, I'd think about life, I'd ponder questions. Washing dishes, strange, right? But anyway, so that was part of my experience, and that love affair. I'm so grateful to my aunt, to my grandparents, even my mom to a lesser extent, but my mom for a little bit, a couple of those years, she did cook. My mom was a real good cook. Then she just fell off and got busy and got whatever, and didn't really cook. And I didn't see my mom a lot of the years of my childhood. I didn't see my mom very much. My mom wasn't around for a lot of my childhood. When she was, she cooked a little bit, and that rubbed off on me. But my Aunt Lorraine was the cook in the family. She should have her own YouTube channel. Great voice for it. And I want to get back to making a lot more Italian food, because I'm predominantly plant-based, and, you know, eat a lot of salads and beans and lentils and smoothies and fruit and veggie, this and that, and you know, forbidden rices and buckwheat pancakes and those things. But I want to get back to my roots, to where I make a lot more Italian food as well, making it super healthy. And I'm so grateful to my Aunt Lorraine. I want to give her a special thanks for, you know, for everything that her and my Uncle Frank did for me growing up. Just letting me into their home and taking on the challenge of just having this teenager, this stubborn teen, just dropped off in your house. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for the love affair, like, for your passion for food. And I inherited that. A lot of that rubbed off on me, and I spent a lot of time. I spend 90 minutes, 2 hours, 2.5 hours most days, between 90 minutes to 2.5 hours in the kitchen, cooking and cutting stuff and playing around with stuff, and even just being improvisational, trying to figure out what I like. I don't have cookbooks and recipes. By and large, 95% is just improvisation. It's just a little of this, a little of that. It's tinkering. It's an experiment. I don't buy people's cookbooks and recipe books. I'm not saying never. That's not really my way. By and large, there are exceptions, but by and large, I don't do that. So, you know, you just kind of learn. I'm kind of in the trenches, in the kitchen, and trying to figure it out. And I would say for a lot of people out there, what would surprise you? Because a lot of people think, man, Frank, I like you, I respect you, you're the healthiest guy I know, but that's too extreme. People think that it's too extreme, right? But when you get in, if you were to come over and I was to teach you how to cook some of this, and if you came over to my place and I made you dinner, I mean, the vast majority of what I make you would enjoy. You would be like, wow, healthy eating, healthy food doesn't have to suck. It can taste really good. I can cook. I've been blessed with that. I have a passion for food. And I can make the super healthy stuff, and so can other people out there. We can make it taste great. We can make it taste delicious. You know, that's one of the good things about this particular time in 2020. More and more places. I mean, healthy food is becoming, you know, more restaurants popping up, more healthy products popping up in grocery stores. Still not where we need to be. Still a long ways to go, right? The grocery store aisles and the restaurants, still 96, 97, 98% of those in most cities is junk. But the healthy options that were never there are at least starting to pop up. And so if you came to a home like mine, you'd be surprised. I could make it super healthy for you and you would enjoy it. You'd be surprised. Even a lot of times on the Instagram and social media, some of the food doesn't look delicious, right? I can't sit here. This is not my full-time job. I'm not making a lot of money sharing these videos. So sometimes food doesn't look pretty, but that, you know, it looks ugly. It doesn't look pretty, but that doesn't mean it's not tasty. There's a lot of things that don't look good, right? Just that don't judge a book by its cover. There's a lot of food that you'll see a picture of. It don't look that great. But when you eat it, it's delicious to your palate. And it's phenomenal for your health. So I eat for taste and I eat for performance. So I do sacrifice a little bit of taste. I don't just go gangbusters. I mean, I could just, you know, sugar myself out every day, sugar, 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 and it might taste delicious, but that's going to compromise performance. That's going to compromise my goals. That's going to compromise my longevity, my circulation, my vibrance, my vitality, my mind clarity. I can't do that. I've got to eat. It's got to be a balance between taste and performance. I can't eat super healthy stuff that doesn't taste good. I can't sustain that. So I got to make it taste good. And a lot of us out there on the front lines of healthy eating who believe that every bite matters, we're making this stuff taste good. So don't knock it till you try it. A lot of this stuff, you know, so I'm playing around even with some of the Italian dishes, and we'll come up with some super healthy Italian. But I just want to give, again, big thanks to my Aunt Lorraine, to my Uncle Frank, for just so much of the action in the Carreri household went down in the kitchen. Those dinners were amazing. I wish I could go back in time sometimes and relive it and sit at the table and break bread, and just, I took it for granted how delicious those meals were, like how lucky I was to be around that. And now look, let's fast forward 30 years later, and here I am. I still spend a lot of time in the kitchen. I still believe in preparing it because, you know, it's an investment. The time in the kitchen, it's an investment in yourself. How you eat is an investment in you. It's an extension of you. You're your best bet. You're your best investment. Every relationship you have that's meaningful to you, people you love, it relies on you taking care of yourself, you loving yourself, and then shining that, reflecting that on other people. But you're mask first. You gotta love yourself first. You gotta take care of yourself first, and then shine that light, that love, that amazing energy on everybody else. But so every bite matters. Every bite's an investment in you. You mandate healthy living and healthy eating to yourself. It's never a better time than right now, than the present. Go claim it. It's right there. But yes, you gotta be, people say, oh, I'm too busy, whatever. You know, too busy to what? Too busy to be healthy? I'm too busy. Well, you gotta, multitask. You gotta learn to spend a little bit of time in the kitchen and prepare, right? If you're not preparing, then you might prepare to fail. You gotta put some time in preparation. You gotta invest in what's important. What's more important than our health? I can't go out there and eat every healthy meal out and eat out. It's too expensive. That takes a lot of time. You got to get in the car and drive. And, you know, a lot of the restaurants aren't even close. You're driving out of your way. It takes you way too much time. So that I'm too busy thing, get that out of your brain. You're not too busy. You just got to make your health, your longevity, your vibrance, your clarity, you got to make that a priority, a top priority, and learn to love. Everybody should know how to cook at least, I don't know, 10 dishes, 15 dishes. Everybody should learn how to cook. If you don't know what you're doing, then you can go out there and buy recipe books and cookbooks, whatever. But even the kitchen, man, it brings people together. It brings us together. Breaking bread with someone. There's very few things in life, connecting with someone, very few things in life better than sitting there and breaking bread and eating food and good conversation with that, and just sharing the dinner table or the lunch table with someone, sharing your stories. There's not many things in life better than that. So get comfortable in the kitchen. Start investing some time in the preparation, invest in you. It's been a lifetime thing for me, and I kind of connect the dots. I'm like, wow, my grandparents, my Aunt Lorraine, even my mom a little bit, man, they planted those seeds, that love, that